Ranking all 11 X-Men movies. In 11th place is X-Men Origins Wolverine. Not much to say except this movie's completely and utterly awful. I liked Ryan Reynolds when he wasn't the so Deadpool, and I just thought that they could have used the characters a lot better, and this was just a plain awful mess, and I really did not enjoy this movie at all, and I think I would give it a nice 4 out of 10. And at 10's The Wolverine. This movie has more action than X-Men Origins Wolverine, except I just really don't find his Origins the Wolverine interesting, except for Logan. But yeah, this was just boring, and I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 10. At 9's X-Men The Last Stand. This was a mess, but I thought it was a watchable mess. I thought that Magneto and Jean Grey made a decent enough villains, and too many plot lines. They could have made a whole sequel after this movie, and it was just that's really the expression that I make whenever I see this movie. But yeah, I'd give it 5 out of 10. At 8's X-Men. This movie was fine. I just wish they didn't have Wolverine in this movie. I thought they should have used the actual X-Men, like Storm, Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Professor X and all of them. And I thought Wolverine just had too much screen time, but I like this movie. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. At 7's X-Men United, or X2. I liked this movie a lot. I thought that it had some good fights with the lady with long nails and Wolverine, and I liked the Nightcrawler sequence at the beginning. And I thought that even Magneto was better in this movie. And it was just better than the first. A really solid movie that I definitely rewatch again. And I give it a 6 out of 10. At 6, X-Men Apocalypse. I don't see why people hate this movie so much. I mean, I can see why, because Apocalypse really wasn't the greatest villain. And it just had some really good action scenes and a good story with Charles and Magneto, and I think Magneto had the most interesting thing. So yeah, I give it a 7 out of 10. At 5's X-Men First Class. This was a great movie, and these top 5 are movies that I just love, and this movie is so fun. It's just, I didn't like the actual First Class team. I thought Kevin Bacon was a good villain, and yeah, I really loved the relationship between Charles, Magneto, and Raven, and this was just a really great movie, and I love this movie, and the shot at Cuba, the I Can't Feel My Legs, was great, and I'll give it an 8 out of 10. At 4 is Logan. This movie was so dark and gritty, and a great exit to Patrick Stewart and Hugh Jackman as Wolverine and Professor X. But that's fine, because I like James McAvoy more, so yeah. Don't hate. But yeah, I just really loved this movie with X2 and the whole, like, where it took place and I give it a 9 out of 10. At 3 is Deadpool 2, and yeah, this is so funny and just a great movie, and I love Josh Brolin as Cable, and Ryan Reynolds is obviously the perfect casting as Deadpool. Domino was a great addition, and Negasonic, Yukio, and Cyclops, Colossus, they were all great characters, and they fit in perfectly with the tone of the movie, and I thought the Juggernaut was a really great character. The only thing I didn't like was Russell, or Fire Fist, and yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. At 2 is X-Men Days of Future Past. I love the transitions between the future and the past. Well, it's the title of the movie. And this is a movie where I'm fine that Logan actually is the main character, because he's the only one who could survive the trip for like 50 years back. So yeah, and I loved everything with Sentinels and the guy who's a midget. I just loved that, and how Raven made the good decision in the end, and how just the whole movie ended, and it was just such a fun, great movie, and I give it a 9.5 out of 10. At one's Deadpool. This one's the second funniest movie, I think, of the whole X-Men stuff. It's just such a funny, great movie, and the only thing I didn't like about it was Ajax, or Francis, and, I just thought he should have died many times, but apparently he didn't die, because he doesn't feel anything. So, yeah, this is just such a great movie, and the whole baby hand scene, that was hilarious, and a movie that no one thought would do good went amazing. So, yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll give it a 10 out of 10.